morning, everyone. This is Dr. Ekta Patel, Assistant Professor in Obstetric and Gynec Department of Government Medical College, Surat, taking your lecture on abortion. So, starting with the definition, abortion is a process of expulsion of the conceptus before 28th week of gestation or fetus whose weight is less than 500 grams. 75% spontaneous abortions occur before 16th week of gestation and 62% before 12th week of gestation. The risk of abortion will be increased with the age. Risk after one abortion is 8%, after two abortion is around 15 to 20%, 40% after three consecutive abortions, and reaches to 60% after four abortions. So now we'll consider for causes of abortion. First of all will be chromosomal causes or genetic causes. The most common cause of abortion in a first trimester, that is 70% within first 6 weeks, 50% before 10 weeks, and 5% after 12 weeks. This includes error during gametogenesis, in which monosomy and trisomy, they are more common, out of which trisomy 21 is most common. Errors during fertilization, that is triploidy. Errors during segmentation of first zygotic cell division that result in tetraploidy or mosaicism. Some are the ovum abnormalities, which includes multiple pregnancies, abnormal placenta insertion, hydramnios, single umbilical artery. Now some infections are there which infect the eggs and ovum and the endometrium, causing oophorytes and endometritis respectively, that cause single or repeated abortion, spontaneous abortion, that is like listeria, toxoplasma, rickettsia, mycoplasma, some viral infection which are rubella, herpes, that is cytomegalovirus, non-specific infection, some local infection, and sometimes malaria, which is endemic in our region. The mechanical cause: congenital anomaly in the uterus or some abnormality in the uterine lining, that includes 12% of cases of abortion, which includes hypoplasia and hypertrophy, leiomyomas, synechia, and congenital malformation like Mullerian agenesis, Mullerian anomalies, septate uterus, arcuate uterus, diadelphys uterus, biconvate uterus, etc. Cervical incompetence, which is either congenital or acquired. Acquired in cases of repeated DNC, dilatation and curettage or dilatation and evacuation, deliveries, conization, cervical other procedures, synechial operation, that causes 30% of second trimester abortions. Some metabolic and vascular cause like diabetes, in which if it is poorly controlled, then chances of abortion will be higher or double. Hypertension, tobacco consumption, alcohol consumption, chronic renal disease, chronic debilitating conditions also increase the risk of abortion. Vasculitis also increase the risk of abortion. Immunological causes includes Achilles system with rejection of paternal antigens and some autoimmune abnormalities that causing circulating lupin anticoagulant, which also cause abortion. Endocrine causes luteal phase insufficiency or deficiency, also called as LPD, hyperprolactinemia, hyperthyroidism, poorly controlled DM as previously told, and some unknown factors. Coming to the type of abortion, they are abortion, threatened, inevitable, incomplete, complete abortion, missed abortion, septic abortion, recurrent abortion. Starting with the induced abortion, which is usually intentional medical or surgical termination of the pregnancy. Medical in terms of medicines and surgical in terms of hysterectomy. Types are elective and therapeutic. Elective if it is performed for a woman desire, and therapeutic if it is performed for a reason of maintaining health of the mother or in case of the congenital anomaly of the baby. These are usually called as a medical termination of pregnancy, but they are the induced abortions. So some medical legal aspect of that is filling of MTP, that is medical termination of pregnancy consent form, along with its indication. If it is less than 12 weeks, that is in first trimester, then only sign of single registered medical practitioner is required. And if it is more than 12 weeks, like in second trimester, then two opinions of registered medical practitioner which is required. In first trimester, termination is done either with the medical agents like tablet misoprostol, mifepristone, that is within 63 days of pregnancy, or with suction evacuation and dilatation evacuation. After 12 weeks, these medical agents or prostaglandins will also help, along with mechanical dilatation of the cervix. There are some complications of induced abortion, which are immediate and remote. The immediate one will be uterine perforation, cervical injury, that is during procedures, hemorrhage, thromboembolism, and sometimes patient may present with triad of pain, bleeding, and low-grade fever because of retained product of conception, even after evacuation. The remote complication will be menstrual abnormalities, pelvic inflammatory disease, infertility, which is secondary to block, and preterm labor in next or successive pregnancy if vigorous dilatation and curettage or vigorous manipulation of the cervix has been done. The another one is a threatened abortion. Here it refers to a stage in the abortion that suggests that potential miscarriage may take place, but fetus is viable over here. Symptoms will be bleeding or spotting per vagina, minimal or no lower abdominal pain or cramps, along with mild backache. On examination, patient will be stable. Per vaginum examination shows size of the uterus correspond to the gestational age. The cervix will be closed. But here, one has to rule out local cervical pathology like cervical erosion, cervical ectopy or ectropion, which can bleed, and treat accordingly. The sonography finding in such case will suggest that well-defined gestational sac with healthy embryo and cardiac activity of the fetus will be present. Here the treatment will be bed rest, avoid the strenuous exercise, avoid the sexual relations. Progesterone support is given in the form of either micronized progesterone that can be given 100 to 200 micrograms, oral, vaginal or per rectal routes. Another one is a dihydroprogesterone, commonly named as a Dufastone, which can be given 10 to 20 milligram 1 BD per oral. Another entity is a missed abortion. Here, the fetus is died in utero. If ultrasonography is being done, then it suggests that CRL, that is crown rump length, is more than 6 mm without cardiac activity and with embryo in situ in the uterus. Now this can be, in such condition, patient will present as a brownish vaginal discoloration, brownish vaginal discharge, or it can be picked up in a routine follow-up examination. Sometimes patient may present with disappearance of the symptoms of routine pregnancy like nausea, vomiting. Another entity is a blighted ovum. It is also kind of missed abortion where the gestational sac is there, but it is without embryo. It is also called as anembryonic pregnancy. Here, sonography finding will suggest that means sac diameter is more than 2.5 centimeter without any fetal pole and without any embryonic tissue. It is also called as a silent miscarriage. In both conditions, termination of the pregnancy is being done. Either dilatation and evacuation, priorized induction with the misoprostol can be done. Another entity is an inevitable abortion, which refer to a stage in the abortion when it is not possible for a pregnancy to continue. Patient will present as a moderate to severe vaginal bleeding, severe abdominal pain, which is crampy or colic in the nature, sometimes rupture of the membrane along with the draining of the liquor. This finding mainly present in a second trimester. On examination, the size of the uterus will be correspond or less than the gestational age. The cervical dilatation is there along with the evidence of imminent expulsion of the product of conception. In such case, first of all, management will be done by giving the IV fluids which are crystalloid, mainly RL and normal saline. Blood grouping and cross-matching is to be done. If it is before 12 weeks, then evacuation is to be done under anesthesia. If it is after 12 weeks, then oxytocin drips, that is 10 units in 500 ml of normal saline, is started. If some product of conception remain after abortion, then manage like incomplete abortion. So here we have to evacuate that retained product of conception after spontaneous expulsion of the fetus and spontaneous expulsion of the placenta. Anti-D gamma globulin 50 to 100 micrograms intramuscular is to be considered within 72 hours when the patient is Rh negative. In case of second trimester, the dose will be increase of anti-D, that includes 300 to 350 micrograms intramuscular, which is also in 72 hours. Another anti-D is an incomplete abortion. So some product of conception that have been expelled from the uterine cavity and some part will be remain inside the uterine cavity. Here the symptoms will be moderate to severe vaginal bleeding, cramping, severe abdominal pain and partial expulsion of product of conception. The examination shows size of the uterus will be smaller than the dates. Cervix, both halves will be dilated. Part of the products will be inside the cervical canal and part may be there outside the cervical canal in the vagina. So in the process of expulsion. In such case, for resuscitation is done first of all, along as previously said. Blood grouping, cross-matching is also done, and blood transfusion if it is indicated in severely pale patient. Evacuation is to be done. If second trimester, then give oxytocin. In first trimester, simple evacuation is to be done. And if products are there, then further completion is to be done after second trimester expulsion. Antibiotics is given, which is ampicillin, metronidazole, analgesic for pain relief, and anti-D gamma globulin as previously said. Complete abortion. Here the products of conception are expelled en masse. Patient may present with mild abdominal pain, trace or absent vaginal bleeding or spotting. On examination, size of the uterus will be smaller than gestational age. Cervix is closed. Small amount of the bleeding will be there. Empty uterine cavity. The important entity is a septic abortion. So it is abortion which is associated with clinical evidence of infection of the uterus and its content. Here, patient will present as a fever, abdominal pain and foul smelling vaginal discharge. On examination, patient may be moribund, sick looking, febrile, tachycardia may be there, variable systemic and abdominal finding that according to spread of infection. On examination, per vaginum examination, uterus will be 10 standard, fornical tenderness may be there, Cervical morsal tenderness may be there. Offensive vaginal discharge or bleeding may present. Cervix is usually soft and may be dilated or may be traumatized. Here, investigation like cervical and high vaginal swabs which are taken prior to examination and sent to a culture. Complete blood count which include hemogram, WBC count and platelet count. Urine routine micro-examination. Liver function tests which include mainly SGPT and serum bilirubin status. Renal function tests which include mainly serum creatinine. Blood culture, baby sand, serum electrolyte, sonography. Pelvis and abdomen, that is to detect first intrauterine retained product and second intrauterine in pouch of Douglas or any intra-abdominal collection. X-ray chase is to be done to rule out pulmonary complication like atelectasis, and X-ray abdomen is to be done when suspected bowel injury is there. Some complication of the septic abortions which are immediate and late. The immediate one are hemorrhage, injury to the uterus or adjacent organ when it is performed as a procedure, peritonitis, pelvic abscess, endometritis, septicemia, septic or hemorrhagic shock, and acute renal failure. The late complication will be pelvic inflammatory disease, pelvic adhesions, secondary infertility due to tubal blockage, chronic lower abdominal pain syndrome and Beckett, dyspareunia, and ectopic pregnancy. In all cases, hospitalization is required. If patient is found in shock, then resuscitation is to be done with IV fluid like crystalloid, ringer lactate, normal saline, or colloids can be given if it is in shock. Insertion of the urethral catheter to monitor urine output. Blood grouping and cause matching, of course, for a blood transfusion if it is needed. Antibiotic, preferably third generation cephalosporin. If it is not there, such as in PHC or CHC, then consider for ampicillin and metronidazole for gram-negative, positive and anaerobic coverage. Evacuation of the retained product from the uterus if USG finding suggestive of so. Posterior colpotomy in case of localized abscess in a pouch of Douglas can be done. Laparotomy in cases where it is suspected uterine injury, bowel injury, presence of foreign body which is evident in a sonography, sign of peritonitis, septic shock which is not responding to a conservative treatment. In some cases, hysterectomy as a last option to save the life of the patient and which is done irrespective of the parent. The important topic or say current issue which is recurrent pregnancy loss. It is defined as a 3 or more consecutive pregnancy loss before 20 weeks. Another name for same is a habitual abortion or miscarriage or recurrent abortion or miscarriage. The etiology for the RPL is first trimester and second trimester causes. In first trimester cause, there is a genetic factor which are responsible, and in that mainly valence translocation is most commonly found. Endocrine factors which are hyperthyroidism, hyperprolactinemia, poorly controlled diabetes, infectious cause, immunological problem which includes autoimmune antibody and developed antibodies, inherited and acquired thrombophilia. In second trimester cause, mainly second trimester RPL occurs because of anatomical defect which includes congenital uterine anomaly or say Mullerian anomaly, includes septate uterus, bicornuate uterus, arcuate uterus, cervical incompetence, chronic maternal illness and infections. Considering the treatment for RPL is one has to treat cause to alleviate the anxiety and improve the psychology. Pre-implantation genetic testing, that is called as a PGD, in case of abortion due to chromosomal abnormalities when it is proven. Control of diabetes when it is poorly controlled. Management of the thyroid disease. Likewise, in case of hyperthyroidism, propylthiouracil or carbimazole, and in case of hypothyroidism, thyroxine is to be continued. Luteal phase defect, in which periovulatory progesterone support, and if a woman misses the period in a same cycle, then continue progesterone up to 12 to 14 weeks. Intravenous immunoglobulin is to be considered in case of autoimmune disease. In case of autoimmune disease like SLE, we have to manage in that way and consider for immunomodulator, low molecular weight heparin also. In cases of thrombophilias, either congenital or acquired, consider for conventional heparin or low molecular weight heparin like enoxaparin 5000 units subcutaneously daily starting from pregnancy up to 34 weeks of gestation. If there is evidence of infection, then treat the infection accordingly by giving the antibiotics or antiviral treatment. Hysteroscopic septal resection, where proven case of septic uterus causing second trimester repeated loss. Cervical encerclage, mainly McDonald encerclage, in case of proven cervical incompetence. Reassurance and psychological support is very much important in case of recurrent pregnancy loss. Overall, first trimester abortions are mostly due to genetic causes and which are very difficult and even impossible sometimes to treat and to catch. In second trimester abortion, mainly cervical in-being is a main cause, so prophylactic cerclage can be offered and it has been proven to be very effective. In every patient, post-abortal care is given. Post-abortal contraception definitely is given at least temporary up to 6 months, and preconceptional counseling for further pregnancy is to be advised. Thank you very much.